You're not ever going to figure out how to be better if you don't just be. If you want to become a better writer or be better at making videos or be better at whatever it is you're doing, better at your job, you have to do it and you have to mess up and you have to fall short so you can know where you mess up and where you fall short to be able to advance. I know that seems completely unrelated to the title of this video, but I feel like when it comes to the idea of making content, a piece of advice that a lot of people use is just find a niche audience, cater to a niche audience. We have been so obsessed with that word niche that it has completely taken over everybody's minds and taken over their process of thinking and doing. I'm going to move this light so it's not causing a glare. But yeah, because we're so obsessed with being niche and being different and being unique, it prevents us from doing things at all. Like if you're ever trying to make content or put something out, it keeps you from putting anything out at all because you're too concerned with trying to cater to a specific audience or too concerned with trying to keep a specific aesthetic of some sort. And you would think that catering to a specific group of people would promote creativity when in reality it just restricts you because you're trying to keep yourself within this bubble, this subgenre of whatever it is that you're into. And because of that, you're never going to stray away. You're never going to present new ideas. You're never going to bring something that's actually entertaining, that's worth engaging with. If you want people to be into whatever it is that you're doing or be interested in you, then you have to be different. And in order to be different, I would argue that you don't want to be niche. Trying to be extremely niche is no longer niche. And I hate the amount of times that I've used this word already in this video. But when you're trying to be as niche as possible, it actually just prevents it because we're stuck in this loop or stuck in this mode right now on social media where everybody's trying too hard to be different and unique. And because of it, everybody actually ends up kind of being the same because everybody's just like, oh, hey, look at me. I'm so different. I'm so unique. I do this one super cool thing that nobody else is doing. But that's not what people engage with you for. Most of the time when you build a following on social media, they don't engage with you just because of what you're into. They engage with you because of how you approach what you're into and how good you are at what you're into. Your personality and your skill and your digestibility when it comes to making content is more important than anything else. I think it's important to be simple if needed or to be complex if needed, depending on whatever it is that you're into. You have to be different, and being different is being easily digestible. Fitting in with a specific group of people does not make you different because most people fit within a specific group of people. What most people don't do is float between groups and fit within groups. So if you're trying to be different or if you're trying to build a following on social media, the niche is to not be niche. And I've realized that through making content, especially as of late, because I've given myself a challenge to make a video every day for at least 30 days straight, 30 days in a row consecutively, one video per day. And the reason why I did this is because I was so obsessed with trying to put out the perfect video or put out the perfect material or cater to a certain audience in the best way possible or to be as niche as possible. Because I was overthinking it so much, it prevented me from doing anything at all. I'd rather put out something that's really bad or really mediocre than not put out anything at all. Because at the end of the day, doing something is progress. Even if I try to take a step forward and I fall, that's progress because then I learn how to not fall going forward, as opposed to just standing in the same spot. You're not getting anything done. If you try something and you fail, nobody's going to say anything compared to if you were to just talk about trying something and never actually trying it. That's when people are going to be like, okay, well, you haven't actually put in any effort, but you're speaking as if you know something or you're going to do something. But if you're not taking the steps to get there, then what's the point in speaking about it, you know? So I forced myself to make these videos every day to kind of get out of that headspace of being obsessed with making everything perfect and making everything super unique and super different, because I learned that not being different is what makes you different. Or I should say, not trying to be different is what will actually make you different. Because a lot of people tend to stick to one type of thing, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. I spent a long time trying to figure out what that one thing is that I wanted to do, like as far as the type of videos I wanted to make and the type of image I wanted to portray for myself, and in the activity that I wanted to push to try and build a following off of, whether it be music, whether it be just talking about things like this, whether it be clothes, powerlifting, all of these things I'm into. And then I realized I don't have to pick. Like, nobody's making you pick. And I know that there's so many people out there who feel the exact same way as I do. I know that I'm not the only person in the world who does all of these things at one time. So I don't need to operate as if I'm the only person in this world who does all of these different things at one time. Instead of trying to cater to the guy who does just lifting, or the guy who does just music, or the guys who just watch videos about, like, I guess you could call it philosophy. Instead of doing that, why don't I just cater to the guys who have multiple interests? Because that's how most people are. Most interesting people have multiple interests. That's what makes them interesting. And I realized if I'm trying to reach out to that audience and be relatable, then I have to just be myself. Being a floater and doing different things is what makes me me. It's what makes me myself. So instead of trying to put myself in a box and portray myself as someone who's into this one small thing, I'm just going to be my true self, which is the person that's into everything, or not everything, but the person that's into a bunch of different things. And that's what's really going to cause me to build a following. And uploading every single day forces me to do so, because I'm not going to make music every day. I'm not going to have an interesting topic to talk about every day. I'm not going to have a entertaining vlog to put out every day. I'm not going to be in the gym every day. There's not a single thing that I do that I'll be able to put out at a high amount of quality on a daily basis. So instead of worrying about it, instead of worrying about trying to focus on a specific niche and create something at a high rate with high quality, I can just do whatever I want. And that way, it makes it much easier to come up with new ideas or come up with new content. Like, maybe one day I'm feeling like making music, maybe another day I'm feeling like making a vlog, another day I'm feeling like making a gym video. What this does, what me not putting myself in a box, what it does is it makes it easy to put out high quality content, because some days are better for certain things than others. So not putting yourself in a box really is the best course of action if you're somebody who's in a similar situation as me. Obviously, there are some people who have their one thing that they're really good at, that they're really into. But I feel like for me, that's not the case. And I know for many other people, that's also not the case. So instead of trying to pick one thing, just do whatever you want. And people are going to enjoy that. People are going to relate to it, and people are going to engage with it. And that's exactly why you're watching this video.